The end of the first day. Did you have first of all, did you have a good time? Because that's what it's supposed to be about.
Excellent.
Definitely,
Excellent.
really good.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Good.
really good.
Now, a lot of you skied before. Well, you've all skied before, and two of you skied for about 10 years. How different would you have expected the changes that you brought about today to have occurred as quickly as they have?
No. I think just to make a point on what I've learned before is incredibly different to what you've taught me today. And I think, within that, it was so much easier to pick up the things that you've taught today than the things that have been taught to me over the prior 10 years. And they were far more effective in terms of enabling me to be in more control and have more confidence.
Have you any idea why? I mean, what was it about this process that facilitated that the other process didn't?
I think the word simple is probably the right one to use because it was just so simple and easy. You talked about not...
Simple doesn't mean easy, but...
Yeah.
Simple in the sense that there wasn't too many movements, there weren't too many complicated things to do, yet you often get this feeling that because it's complicated it will mean that it is more beneficial, but actually the simpler it is, the more benefit it is.
Yeah. Do you feel the same? I mean, what I'm attempting to do in teaching in this way is to make the process more comprehensible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, it's a lot less technical than some
But
ways.
do you gain more understanding?
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Yeah.
Because I've always felt that really makes a difference. If you
Yeah.
understand it more,
Yeah.
it's very difficult to do something you don't understand, really, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what about I've been talking to you quite a lot during the day about feedback. Does that mean anything to you now? I mean, do you see what I'm getting at when I say feedback?
Definitely. I think the one thing that was really nice today is sometimes when I've had feedback before, someone says something to me that's negative, I'm kind of like, I don't really like it.
Right.
Whereas actually the feedback that you give was always said in a very positive way, or actually in a way that I completely respected and was like, yep, okay, completely agree with that, and we'll learn from it. And I think that's because we were concentrating on one thing, so
Yes.
the feedback that I was getting was on the thing that I cared about.
Once or twice, I can't remember who now, once or twice, one or two of you come down, and I said, what did you feel? Because we were trying to feel something, and you said, no, that felt good. And I said, I'm a cruel man. I don't care how you feel. All I want you to tell me is, what did you feel?
Yeah,
Are you interested to know why that's done?
Yeah.
definitely.
Why that approach is taken?
Definitely.
When Shedden and Edwards first designed the intention-attention feedback loop that we've been using, which is what am I going to do, how will I know I'm doing it? It was done that was developed round about the same time that systems engineers began studying the way systems worked. And if you've got a system, doesn't matter what the system is, it could be this, it could be the stock market, it could be the political system. You've got all the whole system of society. Unless the feedback to the central core or brain, if you like, of the system itself is both timely, it needs to be very prompt. If it's delayed, no good. If it's inaccurate, it's no good. If it isn't noticed, it's no good. It needs to be all of those things.
Yeah.
And when the feedback is instantaneous, that's best, which is why I'm saying to you, the feedback that you get from under your feet is better than the feedback I can give you when you come, when you come to a stop. That can help, but you can't do much more than that. If it's instantaneous, if because you've pre-planned it, it's meaningful, if it's accurate, and as you so often said during this afternoon, if you notice it, You've got to notice it. If you do those things, then the system will change in a beneficial, targeted way. If any of those is missing, it could just as easily get worse as better.
Yeah.
The change will simply be random. Nobody will know why it changed, and nobody would be able to predict which way it was changing. But because of this intention, attention, feedback loop system of knowing what you're planning to do and then just being aware as you do it, that will change things even if you don't try. Because you'll find that there are some things that, because you're now becoming aware as you ski, you're feeling things, you go, oh, I know what's happening there. You don't have to positively do anything for it to change beneficially. So long as you're aware of it, the bits you don't like will gradually, you'll get rid of them. You don't even have to work at it. You just slowly sequester them until you're left with only the bits that you do like. And that's why the system works. And it was a fantastic piece of work, you know, a fantastic revelation. And I think what surprised everybody was it was so simple.
Yeah, definitely.
Doesn't confuse you, it's easy to understand, it's simple. So anyway, I think you've all done tremendously well and brought about very, very rapid changes. And I compliment particularly those of you who skied the most, because you're the ones with the most embedded other stuff that is quite hard to sequester sometimes, isn't it, before you replace it with the better stuff. What was it I was saying about swap skiing? You're swapping some of what you've got for something you'd rather have, and to do that you need to ski with our purpose.
Yeah.
So anyway, been a cracking day. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Cheers.
cheers.
Cheers to you.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.